I hope you're all having a wonderful day and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are digging the setup. I finally set up my room. I've been living here for months and I finally created the setup I had envisioned. I don't know what took me so long, but I hope you guys like it. Today, we're doing a 0 to 100 video. If you haven't seen these before, basically it's where someone like looks their grimiest and then they transform into this like beautiful butterfly. And I've always really enjoyed watching those because the transformation sometimes is pretty crazy. So I thought I'd do my own today. I'm looking not the best. I literally went out and ran errands today, went to Target, got some groceries, dropped my friend off at the airport. So I've already been out and about looking like this today, which is kind of frightening. But this is how I look most days, to be honest. I just kind of throw on some like active wear. My skin has been hating me recently because I just got back from Hawaii, but I also like ate tons of junk food the past like month, so my skin is not very happy with me right now. My eyebrows are looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost, so I think first steps, I need to go take a shower, put some skincare on, and then I'll jump right back. I hope you guys are excited for this video, and let's get started. It is amazing what just like one little shower will do. I feel so much better already. I also exfoliated in the shower using my Kate Somerville Exfoliate. It's my favorite for exfoliating. It's a little bit harder, so if you have sensitive skin, there's a gentle version, but that's my all-time favorite. And then I'm going with a moisturizer. This is the Lancome Hydra Zen Moisturizer. It's like pretty much all gone. They did send this to me, and honestly, within the first couple tries of me using it, I noticed a huge difference in it just clearing up my skin. And it's for like, it's called like an anti-stress moisturizing cream. And I originally thought my skin was really dry, but I've realized I think it's just really like stressed, if that makes sense. Like it's just really like, just not happy. So I've noticed when I use this like as a moisturizer, it helps so much. After moisturizing my face, I'm going in with my Hourglass primer. This is my all-time favorite. I feel like it helps with redness, pores, smooths everything out, and also prevents oil buildup as well. I'm then setting my primer with a setting spray. This is a big important step if you want your primer to last longer. I feel like it helps with the longevity, and since this primer specifically helps with like oil buildup, like I would see my T-zone after like 5 hours of wearing it, you'd notice like it's kind of breaking apart in this area. This, by spraying my face after applying my primer, makes that not happen, and I will wear this foundation and this makeup for about like 12 hours and it's like totally fine. So I always do this when doing my makeup, especially if I'm going to be wearing it for a very long time. For foundation, I'm using the Hourglass Stick Foundation. I'm not sure what the official name is, to be honest, in the shade Ivory. I recently bought this right before I went to Hawaii, and I really loved how beautiful and just natural my skin looked. I've heard about it for years and I've always wanted to try it. So this last Sephora sale, I decided to splurge and finally get it, and I've really been loving how my skin looks when I wear it. So I'm blending that in with a sponge, and I'm also going to take a little bit of that foundation up on my sponge just to help blend it out. Afterwards, I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC25 just to help cover up any spots I may have missed. I'm placing this on spots where it might be a little bit more red, like kind of where my acne is poking through, and also right underneath my eyes as well, just to kind of brighten them up a little bit. Now that I'm really looking like a blank canvas, I'm going to set my under eye area. First, I'm using a powder. This is the Studio Fix powder from MAC, but I've noticed that if I set my under eye area first with like a thinner powder like this before like baking with a loose powder, it doesn't look as crepey. Maybe it's because my eyes are a little bit drier, I'm not sure, but I've noticed this helps a lot with making my eyes look less crepey underneath. So I first set that with a damp sponge, just kind of pressing as opposed to sweeping the product around. I'll also get it a little bit right around my nose area. Basically, I'll do this in any areas where I tend to wrinkle up a little bit before I go on with that loose setting powder. Then I'm going in with my Filtered Effects setting powder from Thrive Cosmetics. This is also almost gone too. They did send this to me when they launched it, and I've been using it constantly. I don't even think they intended it to be a loose powder or like a baking powder, but I use it all the time for that purpose. So I'm just gonna let that sit on my face and bake as I go ahead and do my brows and my eyeshadow. For my brows, I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Ka-Brow Eyebrow Gel first as a base, and then going in after that with a pencil. I think I'm using the Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit today as well, just to kind of give them more brow-like hairs. I've noticed this helps a lot, especially when my brows are looking a little more sparse, to make them look fuller. As for my eyeshadow, I'm using the Tarte Cosmetics Pineapple of My Eye holiday set. Oh my gosh, this is so bright and beautiful. It's a little bit too blinding. I'm sorry guys with my big studio lights, but look how pretty this is. I honestly wouldn't have bought this, to be totally honest. I'm collaborating with Sephora with this palette again for the holiday season. So they actually sent this to me. I wasn't planning on buying it. It's not something I would go out of my way to buy. And I feel like no one's really talking about it, but I'm so glad I was like forced to use it because it is so beautiful. So you have 3 blushes and a bronzer, and then on the other side, I'm trying to find the right angle so you guys aren't blinded, but you have all these beautiful eyeshadow colors, and I feel so inspired by this. I love how they incorporate some more cooler toned colors. I used actually this color here with some of the warmer tones when I was in Hawaii, and I loved it. So I think this is such a beautiful palette, and I feel like no one's really talking about it right now. So I'm using this today for my eyeshadow, and I'm excited to show you guys what I have in mind. So I'm first taking up the shade. It's called Totally Beachin'. I'm pretty sure it's that really nice pale nude shade. I'm just going to place that right along my brow bone. Then I'm taking the shade Beach Read. It's more of a cool tone brown shade. I'm packing that in my crease and also along the outer portion of my eye. Taking a little bit of Totally Beachin' and putting that right above that just to kind of help blend that out. I'm taking a little bit of BYOB also on this brush. It's a little bit of, it's like a soft purple shade, and I'm putting that right in the outer corner of my eye. I'm really just like tapping that on and then blending it out. So we have a very soft eye look right now, and then I'm going to take, such a hard decision. I'm taking this really sparkly gold shade called Mango and placing that right on the inner corner of my eye. Again, very hard for me not to go crazy with colors right now, but I feel like this still looks appropriate for lunchtime, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera and come right back. For blush, I'm using one of the blushes from this palette. I'm using more of the pale mauve color right here. It looks like it wouldn't show up on me, but it's actually a really pretty color. Very, very soft, almost like a dusty rose color. I'm also using that exact same brush just to dust away some of my baking powder. I think it's finally time that we're done with that. And por supuesto, which means but of course, I'm using the Hoola Bronzer from Benefit. This is the bronzer I use every single time. Also using the brush that comes in it just to help contour slightly. It's not much of a contour since this is a bronzer, not like a cool tone shade, but I feel like it kind of helps me define my face without being too over the top. I'm not much of a brow contour person, but I put the slightest amount on my nose just to give it a little bit more depth and dimension. For my highlight, I'm using the Laura Mercier Loose Trans Setting Powder in the shade Glow. It is their newest setting powder that they just came out with. I've been using it non-stop because I feel like it gives me such a soft glow without being too over the top. I'm also using their brush that came with it too, and just popping that on my cheekbones. I feel like it blends out really nicely and doesn't look super powdery, which is great for someone like me with dry skin. I'll be using the Hoola Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Aria for my lipstick today. This was actually a part of a holiday collection set that I got last year, and I absolutely loved it. It came with I think like 8 different shades of lipstick, and they're all little mini ones, but I used all of them. They're so pretty. There was a ton of different berry colors. I don't think they still have that set, but I will link down below the shade Aria. And because I didn't go too overboard with color on the eyes, I'm able to pair it with a more fun, colorful fall bold lip color instead. I'm going to go off camera, apply some mascara, some false lashes, and then show you guys the finished look. Okay, so my hair has dried and my lashes are on, everything's ready to go. I actually decided to last minute throw on a little bit more glitter. I can't help it. So I'm using the Hoola Cosmetics Gold Goddess. I believe this is called their Glitter and Glow. When I bought this, it was Magnificent Metals. I think they changed the name since they first came out with this, but this is one of the original ones they came out with. So I'm just going to pop that on in the inner corner of my eye just to add a little bit more pizzazz. So now that the makeup application portion of this video is all done, I'm going to spray my face using the same setting spray that we used earlier just to make sure it's locked in and ready to go. I also never straightened my hair, but I'm going to go do that really quick just so you guys can see the finished 100 look. And this is the finished look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this 0 to 100 makeup tutorial. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!